Kia ora, I'm Emma Reid and I run two little Airbnb cottages in the Aro Valley of Wellington. Look, I understand that the council, Wellington City Council, are proposing to charge small players like me the blanket commercial rate of times 3.7 the residential rate. And that's just not viable. And I would just have to close down. I understand the council are offering like a payment plan, but I don't even have that money to pay it, whatever payment plan that might be. So I really, really believe that I'll lose my income, my small income. Visitors will lose out. They won't find affordable accommodation in Wellington or to celebrate as a family or a group. Wellington loses out because those visitors won't be here and won't be spending precious dollars in our city. And the Wellington City Council will lose out because they're not going to receive the commercial rates they're expecting from small players like myself. I really believe that the City Council needs to go back to the drawing board. They need to do some more homework and actually understand what the impact might be. Looking at what other councils have done, looking at what other councils haven't done in regards to short-term rentals, and looking at the impact of those places that have introduced this commercial rate or whatever they've done to stop short-term rentals. I really believe that there is a better way, a better win-win-win situation, and not completely throw the baby out with the bathwater. You know, our city's in trouble. We need to be recovering, not shutting down small businesses. I feel like I'm an ambassador to Wellington in my small way. You know, it's an opportunity for people to enjoy our city for a longer term than a couple of nights in a hotel, because I have a lot of people who come from overseas and from out of town who are digital nomads. You know, they've got a working visa. It's also people who are renovating, so they need somewhere with their families to stay. I've got artists, coming to run plays. They come as a group because it's affordable. Likewise, groups of musicians doing events in Wellington. I just ask that the council relooks at this and not make it this rating so high and so blunt that you shut down short-term rentals across Wellington, and the money will go to Lower Hutt or Pororua City Council. Look, I don't know. I'm not an economist. It just doesn't make sense to me, this blunt fee that the City Council are imposing. Perhaps a fairer way would be like a night tax, that's proportional to number of nights booked, not this sort of confusing proposal of, if you're a short-term rental less than 28 days and more than 60 days, because, I could advertise for 60 days on a platform like Airbnb and only have one booking, and if they, and be slammed with a $40,000 bill. So there's just too many unknowns. So look, thank you for listening, and I do really hope that the City Council relooks at this and finds a better solution, because to shut short-term rental in Wellington, I just think is a wasted opportunity when we should be working in recovery, not shutting down small businesses.